and happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. I'm Maria Milagros, and this is a little space I like to carve out to share tips, tools, techniques, nuggets, stories, anecdotes. As a speaker, trainer, coach, and author, I like to share these pieces of what has worked for me, different things that have worked for me to get myself out of a place of struggle and depression and anxiety and into a place of, dare I say, sparkle and happiness and love and health. And the bridge that connected those two places was really personal responsibility for every area of my life. And when I started building that bridge and began releasing other people and needing them to forgive me or for them to ask me for forgiveness or releasing them and what they are, aren't, or were, or weren't doing. When I started releasing all of that, I found that not only was I building a bridge, but the bridge was getting really, really strong and becoming more and more reinforced over time with these intentional practices of taking full ownership for every part of my life and where I'm at this moment. And in fully accepting and honoring this moment, creating such a strong place to travel across and then getting to the other side. And I do the other side because there really is no other side. There is, but it's temporary, because then you've got to go through another life. Has ebb and flow, and it has journeys, and it has spaces that have bridges that need to be built, and spaces that have some bridges and they're weak, and spaces that have fortified bridges, right? And so in the spaces where bridges need to be built, it is my responsibility to build those bridges. And I do that intentionally through the way that I live my life and the work that I do, right? So I like to share these pieces and these tools that I've used to build these bridges, because not only have they worked for me, but they've worked for clients, they've worked for family. And more over time, a lot of these are becoming scientifically backed, whereas before it was something that was considered almost woo-woo, or that's a little out there, or okay, that's a nice little tip. But no, these are now, a lot of these things are being backed by science, saying, oh, it's actually changing the way that your brain operates, which changes your story, which changes how you think, speak, and act, right? Which changes the course of your life. So this is why this work is important to me, and I'm thankful that you're here to share. The holidays are coming up. So I wanted to talk about this. The holidays are coming up, and I'm already hearing people going like, when? Why they put their holiday lights up? But why do you care? It's not that serious. If they want to cover their front yard in snowmen and Santa Clauses and Christmas lights, why do you care? It's their house, it's their front yard. If you don't like it, avert your eyes. Period. Right? Like, just stop making it about you. And I drive by those spaces, and it's interesting to me because the other day it was 74 degrees and this guy was blowing up Santa Clauses and snowmen in his front yard. And I'm like, ooh, this feels very complicated, right? And yet he was smiling so hard, putting up his little, by himself, like with, attaching the little hose thing and turning it on. And he's just smiling, standing there watching this snowman blow up. And I thought, it doesn't matter what I think. It brings him joy. And we as humanity have to get better at giving each other room and support for the things that bring us joy. And I want to be very clear that joy and happiness are different, in that happiness is this temporary thing that you can kind of grab and hold on to, right? Joy is more in here. Happiness is here too. It's an inside job. Don't get me wrong. But joy feels like it's always connected to something healthy. If someone hurt me and then I watched them fall down a flight of stairs, I don't know why that example came to mind, but if someone hurt me and then I watched them fall down a flight of stairs, that will make me happy, but it will not bring me joy. You see what I'm saying? It'll make me happy because it feels like revenge, like justice, or that's what you get. But it will not bring me joy because it's not anchored in love. It's not anchored in something healthy. So do you see what I'm saying? Happy and joy are different. So when we notice that someone has joy, why don't we support them? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Why do we need their path, their version, their journey to joy to either look like ours or look like what we think it should? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay, now set that aside. here's what I have for you for today specifically. When the holidays are coming up, I started this practice where I would pick a couple of people, usually like 20, and different people all the time. But I would pick a group of people and I would write them a letter. And in the letter, I would tell them that I appreciate them, why, and just write out all of their magical points. Literally, it's bullet points of all the reasons why you are magical and amazing. And I have found that over the years that I've been doing this, I get more thank you, and this just helps me than I have ever gotten from giving someone a tangible, like a gift. And not to say there's anything wrong with gifts. Gifts are fantastic. It's a way to let people know that you care about them and you're thinking about them, no matter how big or small. It's a way for you to put your money where your mouth is, kind of, because, right, if you are saying it and then you show it, right? And it's some people's love language, right? Gift giving. So it's an important part of relationships. It's an important part of the dynamics, like giving gifts. And it could be a mud pie or it could be a diamond bracelet. I don't know. I'm not minimizing gifts is my point. And writing these letters of appreciation during a time where we claim to be more thankful, right after coming out of and still dealing with the residual effects of a pandemic. Imagine how impactful that could be for people, right? And if you say to yourself, I don't have time to sit down and write 20 letters to people about all the things that are great about them, because I have to put up 600 Christmas lights. Fine, I get it. Put up your lights, whatever brings you joy. I hope putting up the lights brings you joy. If it doesn't, either hire someone to do it, bribe the neighborhood kids and with food, because that usually works. Teenagers will eat food, right? Though you can pay them with food, or don't do it. If it does bring you joy, proceed. If it doesn't, delegate or take it off of your list, right? And then, rather than write letters, and I would do like one a day, rather than write letters, send a quick text or an email. Say, hey, I was just sitting here thinking about you and how much I appreciate our friendship, how much I appreciate our sisterhood, how much I appreciate our relationship, whatever. And I just want you to know that you are 5 things, right? 10 things, quick text, life-changing. Life-changing. And the reason why I recommend this is because we claim to have a practice of gratitude. But when I actually ask people, what are you grateful for? We claim to appreciate each other. But when I ask people, so what do you appreciate about her? And it gives us an opportunity during the seasons to not just reinforce our own humanity, but to share love in a real way that helps impact the other people in our lives, that helps them know that they're seen, that helps them know that they're valuable, that helps them know that they are appreciated. And I would even recommend that you start by writing yourself a letter. Even if you don't write any of the letters, just write yourself a letter of things that you appreciate about yourself. Make it a 20, 30, 40, 50 thing list. Things that you appreciate or like or love about yourself. It can be as general as I have 10 toes that keep me balanced. And it could be as big as I believe in second chances and helping people see the good within themselves, right? We have got to get better practiced at that for ourselves and then giving from that place, especially during the holiday seasons. I find that when I'm out at stores or whatever, people just seem a little more testy. And I'm just sending them love. And I find that I'm sending a lot of love these days, which is fine. And we have got to get better practice at loving and appreciating ourselves and each other, especially during the holiday seasons. And if the holiday season, again, makes you feel stress and does not bring you joy, question your practices. What are you doing? Why are you doing them? And what are you trying to prove? That's all I have. I love you. I'm sending you love. I appreciate you for showing up, for spending some time here with me. And if you know someone who can benefit from this, please share it. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. What was the other thing? I don't remember. I'm sending you light and love. There's nothing you can do about it. Now and forever and always. Peace!